I want to start this video off with this clip of me right here because everything that you're about to see is super laggy. I'm sorry. I'm figuring out this YouTube thing. My computer doesn't really seem to want to work with me right now, but I really do want to get videos out there, and today was the day that I told myself I was going to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and put this out. Hopefully this clip right here is perfect and it's clear and you guys can see me and hear me and everything looks good. But I'm going to go ahead and start this show. My name is Aaron West, and this is From Left to Right. And this channel is going to be a chronicle of my journey from the liberal side of American politics to conservatism and figuring out my way through the troubling times that we're living through and really acknowledging how blessed we are as Americans to live in this country, to have the freedoms that we have, and to be able to speak when we want to speak about the topics that we want to talk about. We can't ever forget how lucky we are as Americans that we have the right to just do what I'm doing with you right now. And I think that the man here on my left side was a perfect example of someone who lived by that tenet every single day, allowing people to speak and speaking himself. So this video is really a testament to Charlie Kirk for getting me to finally get this mic and put my voice out here for you to comment on and tell me what you think. I'd love to hear it. Please disregard how laggy the rest of this video is, but you'll at least be able to hear my voice clearly and maybe see what I have to think about some of these things that we've been experiencing in the United States over the past month or so. Hope to hear from you. My name's Aaron West again. This is From Left to Right. Have a good night. No one can say that the past 3 weeks hasn't been a wake-up call, at the very least, for everyone in the United States. We've even seen these massive protests break out in South Korea and the UK in support of Charlie. This isn't nothing. Charlie is a true martyr for not only the Christian religion, but for conservative American politics. Without Charlie being brave enough to get his voice out there and show what he believes is true, I would never be here. I would never have found it in myself to get out here and tell the world what I think about things. And because of that, this first video is going to be a tribute to him. It's going to be This is the Turning Point video from Turning Point USA. I'm going to go ahead and play it now. You know, if they want to copyright strike me, that's totally fine. But this is purely in solidarity with them. This is purely in solidarity with Charlie, with his family, with Christians, with America. And I hope that, you know, people watch this, and I hope that they think that I'm worth subscribing to and getting my voice out there to their friends and family, and we can talk about these things and we can figure out what is the best way forward for everyone. Because for me, it's going to be being on YouTube. It's going to be being on social media. It's going to be posting about what I think about these things that are happening in the world every day. Because sitting around and watching other people make content isn't enough anymore. Knowing what I believe isn't enough anymore. I have to learn what you believe. I have to talk to you about maybe your opinion might be better, maybe my opinion's better. But we'll figure that out through discussion, because that is what's going to heal this country. That's what's going to heal any society that is experiencing the political violence and the out of control rhetoric that we're seeing every day. I really hope to make friends here. I really hope that we can come together and be Americans, be a global community. If you're outside of America, I'm excited to talk to you too. But let's do this together. Comment below, subscribe, please, like, send it to your friends. Can't wait to meet all you guys. Let's watch the video.
For the Bible sunny sail, you turn to it. Yes, he does that me. Yes, he does.
When is your bedtime? Hi. I'll see you in the morning, honey, okay? I'll see you when you wake up, all right? I love you.
Before he was a leader to millions, he was mine and theirs.
I have to say this without getting emotional, but I'm very proud of my husband, and I know many of you are too.
Well, I've never met anyone quite like her. I remember I called Tyler and I said he's gonna have to find talent somewhere else. And Tyler was trying to coach me down because he said that she was way out of my league. And he's still right, by the way. I mean, my wife is the best person ever, and she's a patriot and she's a believer. We don't want to have to be accountable to God when this life passes. And he asks, why did you not trust in me and not fight evil? For young people out there, if you want to find meaning, find something worth taking responsibility for.
Yeah, it's been a fun journey, fun ride.
It's just getting started.
Yeah, I'm grateful for you.
Thanks for joining the Charlie Kirk Show.
You're welcome. We should do this more often. He was 18, no money, no map, only a call from God.
My political journey was in the midst of the Obama craze in Chicago. As someone who was generally conservative, I realized this generation, millennials, is going to be the most progressive generation in history if we don't do something about this.
We're active in about 15 campuses, and we're growing very, very quickly. And keep in mind, this is not just a flash in the pan movement. We're going to become an institution to give them the power and the confidence to stand up and let their voice be heard.
I was 18, no idea what I was doing, no connections, no money, unlimited energy, enthusiasm, and I actually thought this was possible, which was kind of crazy if you think about it. Bill was one of the first people to believe in us at Turning Point USA and believe in me. After he heard me speak, he said, you can't go to college. I said, who are you exactly? He said, whatever you're doing, it's going to be bigger. He said, you're going to start a youth organization that's going to catch the whole world on fire.
Only in America can a young man with a dream change the world.
So starting in that garage in Lamont, Illinois, that Bill had for us at 217.5 Illinois Street, and growing from that forward was a battle. So the first year, you raised $20,000, which at the time was an unbelievable amount of money, right? We didn't have an office, we didn't have a staff. It was just me just traveling the country doing this, pure grit, pure energy. And I was driven by core ideas and core principles that we should be thankful, not angry, to live in this country. Would you agree? We should be thankful. We should be kissing the ground and saying we are the luckiest human beings ever to exist, that we are able to live in this country. At this time, America is the greatest country ever to exist, period, bar none. Is the greatest country ever to exist, right?
I just want to jump in really quick to say that this man held the values that the vast majority of us would agree with. The propaganda spread by Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the propaganda spread by people the likes of Ilhan Omar, the brother marrier, okay? These people are saying the most hateful and false things about this man right here. Look at this guy. Look at him. He's the most likable dude you'll ever meet in your entire life, okay? He will have a conversation with you about anything, and he will do his best to not insult you while also being honest about his take. That is how America is and how it should be. That's what we need to fight for. What happened to Charlie should not be a norm. It should not be something that people justify, that make excuses for. It should never be something acceptable to perpetuate political violence upon people that you do not agree with. The posts that I saw from liberals and people on the left were absolutely terrifying. For anyone that has a bone of love within their body, those posts were terrifying. And if the Democrats don't accept that they are scaring away, literally scaring away the reasonable side of the country, then they will never win again. They will never, ever win again. When the people that have the loudest voices in the Democratic Party are spewing hate and marrying their siblings, it's not going to be surprising to them, I would imagine, when people begin to question their ethics and begin to question whether their vote is worth sending to them, the Democrats. It's going to be very difficult, I think, for them to win a legitimate national election in the next at least 11 years. Okay. I see JD Vance winning. We'll see how that term goes. I don't see that going so bad that the Republicans wouldn't win. I don't see anyone in the Democratic Party, whether it's a social media activist, whether it's a business leader, whether it's a politician. I don't see anyone leaning left that is presidential material at this point. It's going to take a minute for them to develop an actual candidate. Do they have a Trump? Do they have a Kirk? They have a Hassan, who's not going to have a voice soon enough if he keeps perpetuating hate and violence. With the Twitch CEO going to Congress soon enough to testify, I would imagine Hassan's not going to last much longer, unfortunately, for him. You can't just perpetuate violence and not expect there to be any consequences whatsoever. It's going to be your job. It's going to be your social standing. You're going to lose something if you're perpetuating violence against any individual group. It doesn't make sense to me how these people don't understand that their take is extreme. It's on the opposite side of the spectrum from many reasonable people in the country who would never advocate for violence in our streets based on political ideology. Charlie was here to wake people up. Whether they agreed with him or not, he was here to wake people up and make them think. And I think that's what's missing in our country right now. Personally, we need to understand the perspective of others, knowing that they're all Americans. Okay? Anyone is a citizen of this country. We should be able to have some perspective for them. And we're missing that in a huge percentage of the country. They're unable to put themselves in other people's shoes. Charlie was very, very talented at doing that. That's why he was so successful on the debate stage. He was incredible at examining the perspective of others and then arguing in a language they would understand. We're going to miss him. We're going to miss him. Let's finish.
He loved debate because he loved the truth and the people on the other side of the table because they all were made in God's image.
So I go to college campuses and there's a lot of error. We're all sinners. We all live in error. We as Christians are called to go into the public arena to correct error with truth. I'm far more interested in what God wants of me than what I want from God.
I have the greatest job in the world. I couldn't be happier. Every day I feel as if what I'm saying, what I'm doing is making a difference. To be perfectly honest, I love the debate. I love the exploration of ideas. I think dialogue is a gift given to us by God. Prove me wrong. I have no notes. I have no AI. I have nothing. Tell me why you're correct. For 3 hours, I will sit there and everyone will watch. It's a gladiatorial match for the best ideas of the West.
And their needs changed him, and he changed them.
You see, you're being called upon to be a leader, let's say, that's not merely political. And that's why my understanding of it.
Correct. It's an enormous responsibility. Enormous. I also need to balance, as Christ would say, being as much truth, which of course I'm inclined towards, as love.
What is God's plan when I go on a college campus? I just believe I will only tell truth, I will not compromise, and I'll love on the lost.
He was no stranger to threats, to being hated, to being doubted, but he went out anyway, for America, for you.
Turning Point will live longer than me. That's my mission.
He carried his love for the nation in his hand, and in the other, he carried us.
You have worked so hard, and I know a lot of you have seen, obviously, his videos on TikTok and all the stuff he does on campus, but no one gets to see him from my angle except for myself and our children. And the sacrifices that he made this year, he's amazing. I'm very blessed.
And I would not have been able to do any of it without Erica. When it comes to your child, you are tasked to protect them both physically, spiritually, and emotionally. Once you have kids, there is this primal thing that comes into you where if you think you have worked hard before, when you have to go feed a child and provide for a family, you are willing to go to the ends of the earth and push yourself in ways that you never thought possible. And that is your initial and most important task as a father.
I couldn't agree more with Charlie here too. It's like, you know, America has really gotten so far away from the importance of the family unit and understanding the importance of the father in the household. That is such an important element to the future generation of Americans, having a strong family unit that they can fall back on, people that they can rely on. And although the left will tell their subordinates to completely disregard anyone that may not have the same opinion as them, including their family, I don't think those people realize that those are the people that they can rely on the most. And Charlie's family was the perfect example of one that stuck together through the hardest times. Erica now, you know, taking over Turning Point. Just incredible. Just incredible that she's able to do that. Get up on stage in front of the entire world and forgive the shooter. How does she do that? I couldn't do that myself. I'm more on the Trump side of things, where if someone's my enemy, good luck to them.
Every single person in this building, we owe something to Charlie. He was a joyful warrior for our country. He loved America. He devoted himself tirelessly to making our country a better place. He was a critical part of getting Donald Trump elected as president, getting me elected as vice president. And so much of our success over the last 7 months is due to his efforts, his staffing, his support, and his friendship.
The media said that Turning Point could never run a ground game. They weren't experienced. They didn't know Charlie, right?
You need tremendous talent to do what he's done. Building one of the most powerful youth organizations ever created, Turning Point USA, and I want to thank you, really, Charlie. Incredible job.
I want you to remember that we did not earn this. This is God's mercy on our country.
What he built will endure.
Taking the deep, but sometimes the difficult road is the way that you should configure your life. Getting married and having children is a difficult but deep decision that I hope every single one of you make at some point in your life. Because for every single one of you, there are a couple thousand students that wish they could speak out like you do. And courage is a choice. It takes no skill to be courageous. You might come up to the microphone and say, Charlie, I don't know my talent, I don't know my skill. The cool thing about being courageous is you just have to say, I choose to be courageous. What can I do to save the country? You answer that question every single day because you are doing the work to save this beautiful republic. You are doing something that is bigger than you.
He loved this country. He fought for this country. Now we all live to honor his fight.
What young people especially are screaming at is they say, give me a structure that I can live my life by. And especially with young men, more challenging of them, more saying, you know what? Honestly, I'm not gonna talk down to you. Stop being a boy and become a man. You wanna learn what that means? Come to church and I'll tell you what it means to become a man.
And this is what we've seen from these influencers like Charlie and like Jordan Peterson and like Andrew Tate. We see that these young men in America and globally, they need these figures to look up to. They need someone to base their day-to-day off of, because many people wake up wondering, what do I do? What do I do? How do I get to the next level of my life? How do I grow? And there's these men online showing them how they can grow, showing them how they can grow from a place higher up on the pedestal. They're clearly having a better life. They're clearly having a better existence than the people that are looking up to them. So why wouldn't these young men strive to be at the level that the Andrew Tate have found themselves at through hard work. And presenting that hard work in a positive way so that the next generation feels accomplished, feels fulfilled, also doing that hard work to grow in order to get to a level that may even come close to that of the three men that I've been discussing here. They've been an inspiration to many men in Gen Z and in my generation. Am I Gen Z? I don't even know, honestly. Let me know. Let me know in the comments what Gen Z is. I was born, I'm 31. All right. We'll see if I'm Gen Z or not. But they've been an inspiration to people, and you have to understand that. You have to understand the significance of these figures to a generation that you may not have, a line into. You may not understand the generation either forward or behind you. And these men were huge in influencing the younger generation. So if you're a liberal and you don't understand the significance of Charlie's death, maybe have some perspective, okay? Understand that this man is a Christian martyr at this point. He is someone who had a strong effect on the ideology of young men within America. So, when you see the videos of these people saying he didn't have enough effect on people to be a martyr and these other awful things explaining why it's okay or why his assassination wouldn't have had a huge effect on the actual population of the United States or one of the largest future voting blocks of the United States of America, it's going to have an absolutely enormous effect. An effect in which I don't think anyone can actually calculate or even fathom. It's going to result in a red wave, in my opinion, that will last over a decade. 11 years is more than realistic. 11 to 12 plus years is very, very realistic because he has pushed conservatives more right. And I would imagine the traumatic and triggering effect that video had on anyone with a heart, it's going to make a difference when it comes to the vote. You can bet on it. You can bet on it. Let's continue.
We have the greatest story ever told.
If everything completely goes away, how do you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. The most important thing is my faith in my life.
All right. Ready? Freedom on three. 1, 2, 3, freedom! Woo!
Wow, look at that.
Beautiful.
Look at that.
All right, 3, 2, 1, smile. Awesome, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Utah Power, how we doing? Charlie Kirk! Charlie Kirk! Charlie Kirk! Charlie Kirk! Charlie Kirk! Charlie Kirk!
No one else is bringing this enthusiasm to their base. No one. You cannot point me to a Democrat or a liberal or a leftist or a communist that's bringing this amount of energy to the college campuses around America. No one. It's just such a tragedy, guys. And, we have to honor his memory. We have to do that by speaking out, by getting our opinions out there, and by ensuring we're brave. We're brave by standing your ground, living by your values, and not forgetting that this is the best country in the entire world. Never forget it.
That's a lot of people, Utah, I'll tell you what.
He ran the race well. I love you, Charlie. On behalf of our family and everyone you touched with your love, thank you.
For those who stayed for this entire video, I can't believe it, honestly. If you're still here with me, thank you so much. You know, this is my first video and I know it was terrible quality, but we will be better. And we will produce the best that we possibly can every single day to make sure that you are updated and that you have your voice heard as well, even if it's just from a schmuck like me online. So please leave a comment, please subscribe, please like. I'd love to hear from you. Let's have discussions. Let's talk about politics if it's your thing too. And let's have a good time. And let's try to make sure that the United States has another 250 years ahead. This is Aaron West from Left to Right. Talk to you soon. Good night.